No matter which sewing machine you own, if it is not threaded correctly, the bobbin's not put in right, it is not going to work. And you're going to pull out more hair than enjoying the sewing process. One of the things that needs to be correct is the bobbin. So let's slide the accessory box off the machine and peek inside. So first off, we have already wound a bobbin for the Singer Start 1304. And look what I'm doing. I'm actually pulling this out with my left index finger. It is actually easier to become left-handed for this little removal. So lift that little latch and pull it out. So if you're holding onto the latch, by the way, that is actually locking the bobbin in. It will not come out until you let go of the latch, and then it falls out. So when you wind a bobbin up at the top of the machine, bring it over, and then you need to look at the bobbin and the way it actually, the thread is coming off of it. So we want to hold the bobbin so the thread is coming off the right side, and then drop it into the bobbin. So when you pull on this thread, you're going to notice that the bobbin is actually spinning clockwise. Next, this has a tension area. All you need to know about that is how to put the thread in it. You don't have to adjust it or anything. Go ahead and bring your thread over to the little groove along the side and bring it in. At this point, I like to have my students hold the bobbin so it stops spinning, puts a little resistance, and you're going to bring the thread along the side of the bobbin case and down in between that little piece of metal. You might have heard that little click, and it's sitting right now in that little C area. It doesn't matter which side of this little finger the thread is on, so either way works. Get a hold of it with your left index finger, and the finger has a home. So as you peek underneath, you're going to see that it actually has a place it sits when it's put in correctly. Next, to bring your bobbin thread up, hold on to the thread that's in your needle, turn your hand wheel towards you, and let the needle come all the way down. Now if you watch this. There's a piece of red thread coming across the front of that bobbin case, and bring your needle all the way up until that loop of thread. I'm going to just bring it so it comes up the middle of the foot, and I can get a hold of that loop. When you pull that loop up, that's your bobbin thread. Now take both the threads underneath the foot to the back. Make sure your take-up lever is at the highest position. Remember, up at the top part here, it's above the housing, and close the door. Now when you start to sew, you'll have a perfect stitch. But if it's not in that bobbin tension, the part that went across the front of the bobbin case, it's not put in right, it doesn't click into place there, or if your machine is not clean and a little drop of oil every 3 or 4 bobbins in here. So watch our cleaning and maintenance video for taking care of your machine. You saw that thread cross in front of the bobbin case. That means that when you sew on linty fabric like fleeces and flannels and minky and batting and cotton fabrics, that gets very linty in here. And when that thread comes down and around, if there's lint in its way, that's when you start to get skip stitches. Another reason for skip stitches is if your needle is not been replaced lately, or you don't have the right needle for the fabric you're working on. So do make sure that you're checking all of those if you're not being successful, but I wanted to make sure you got a nice up-close picture of how to put the bobbin in correctly.